Hello and welcome to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. You're joined by myself, Branch, and we've just finished the Las Vegas Grand Prix. So I'm joined today with brother Mahad. So Mahad, how are you?
This is not good. This is bad. This is bad. I am not good. I probably won't be good for a while.
Man turned into Stephen A. Smith. This is bad. This is very, very bad.
This is very, very, very bad. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, man. These 4 a.m. race starts, yeah, and then you can't even sleep properly because you're hearing news about Mclaren disqualifications, bro. Tired. It's been a long day, but only two more.
I woke up to it. I didn't even watch the race. I woke up to. I saw 2 notifications on my phone. I saw the McLaren app notification. Oh, P2, P4, well done, guys. The next one, Formula 1 app, disqualified. That's the first 2 things I saw. Then I saw all my messages and group chats and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it was really funny because I was trying to keep it like low key because as I go, I know them are not like me, yeah, where you're gonna be up at 4 a.m. to watch the race. So I'm just like, let me just not speak too much, yeah. I just messaged you on one of the chats just basically going saying, yo, what time are we recording? Yeah, let's get this. Whenever you're ready, we'll go. But alas, before we kick off, don't forget to follow us on all socials at Pitstop Fracas on Twitter/X, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube if you're listening on there. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever podcast platform you use, make sure to rate us as 5 stars as it really, really does help. So let's start with qualifying because this qualifying was very unique as it rained in Vegas. And they actually used the extreme wet tires for the first time in like years. So Mahad, give me your takeaways from quali.
That's the definition of real hooper conditions. Low grip track, rain. Listen, I've been to Vegas in November. It's cold, but the rain, I never saw rain in my life. This is crazy that it actually happened during quali. And I don't think a lot of the teams expected it either. And we just saw just insane stuff. We saw Hamilton P20. I don't know what you want to say about your Ferrari boys and letting a wet weather goat be P20. We forgot Red Bull forgot Yuki existed. Just gave him the wrong tire pressures. But yeah, he's supposed to be performing in those conditions. You get me, man. The man are forgetting he exists, bro. And you got a lot of people just stinking out the gaff in those conditions. But do you know what I will say is though, there was no red flags because nobody really clotted it into the wall heavy, apart from Albon. So most of the drivers did a very, very good job in that quali session. Very, very weird quali session.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'm gonna end on Ferrari. I'm start with Albon. Yeah. You see Albon. Yeah. He's banned from any betting lists or like you're X-listed, bro. We can't rely on you, brother. Because walking into Vegas, I said, you know what? Yeah, the Williams are gonna be fast. Like I think they can cook something. I see the odds like Albon, Pole, 325 to 1. I'm like, this is easy money because I checked the weather. I said, he could scam a result, you know. Vegas is weird. You can scam a result. Because his teammates scam the result. Sainz scam the result. Sainz is the top 3. I see this man hit the wall. I'm like, I can't believe this. I think Berman hit the wall as well, but he hit it straight on. Like that was like the worst piece of aquaplaning or lockup I've ever seen. But like Albon was just like, bro, you just knocked yourself out of quali now. Yuki, yeah, Red Bull is Red Bull. They have to sort it out for next season, like because if they don't fix it for next season, the whole world will know you're doing a bad job. Like Yuki, you can hide you're doing a bad job. Hajo will let the world know that you man are doing a rubbish job. So like, they need to pattern it. And then Ferrari. Now there was a debate in the chat about whether we think Ferrari are good or bad in the wet weather conditions, whatever. I've ignored that because I'm like, we've had 3 wet weather races this, like, really wet sessions this season. There was the Australia race, but they were running a bug setup anyway, so I can ignore that. Yet Silverstone, where Hamilton was P4 and was cooking, and then we have this. Like, for me, it's a mix of skill issue and comms, but obviously, I don't know when exactly things have been said. So I don't know when Hamilton got a message saying keep on pushing, or when he did or didn't. I don't know why he stopped, because he crossed the line on time. I know the lights changed while he was crossing the start line, but he crossed the timing line one time. But like the bollard being under the car, that's just skill issue. Like, you can't blame the team for that. And the last lap is always going to be the
why the team not warning? Why the team not warning them? Oh yeah, you're gonna make it. Just keep pushing before it even starts the lap. Like halfway through the lap before, just say, yeah, you're gonna make it. Don't worry. Just keep pushing when you get over the line. Or did Hamilton not even know where the line was? The timing line was. What's the odds of that?
We don't know. I don't know, because obviously, but here's the thing, because sometimes, yeah, you have a situation like Albon where the team's telling him all this information, he just clocks the wall. There's like a fine.
Albon, man. Albon used to be in the category of just giving him the car. He's not in the giving him the car category anymore.
Yeah.
Stay in your car.
Yeah. I think it's just I don't know. Because obviously with Ferrari, no one wants to be the person who makes the calls. Because if you make the call and get it wrong, you get fired. So I don't know, but it's a situation where everyone's culpable for what's going on. And on the other side of the garage, Leclerc, we did see you. Especially in the inters, we did see you. Like, Hadjar gave us radio gold because of your... Like, you're seeing... Leclerc! What's wrong with him?
Man said the real French accent just came up.
Bro, Isaac came out and said, Leclerc! I said,
I was watching quali, yeah, and I said, bro, I was watching it Q1, Q2, Q3. I was like, bro, if you're behind Leclerc, your lap rep's getting ruined, bro. He kept on going off bare times. I'm like, bro, your priority is not, as a team, you cannot be behind Leclerc on the track. Because he's gonna ruin your lap, bro. Yeah. He caused at least 3 yellow flags. Q1, Q2, and Q3. Like, you cannot be behind him, bro. Norris only got pole because he was smart enough to overtake him. He was behind him in the first runs. He was like, nah. Norris is like, this guy's a liability. He nearly got me knocked out in Q1 because he stalled the engine.
No, the thing about Norris in Q3 is that he did an extra lap compared to everyone else. Because they got him out first, he did 6 laps.
But he was behind Leclerc.
I think he caught up to Leclerc.
Yeah, he caught up to Leclerc. Yeah. And he was stuck behind him. And then even like Q1, he did a purple, and then Leclerc went walkies in sector 3, ruined his lap. And that's why he was like on the bubble. Like he was going to get knocked out in Q1. I was like, you can't be behind this guy. He was all over the gap. But obviously, he had some harsh comments about Ferrari, saying, look, we ain't been good in the wreck for a while. This person, he's criticized the team and what they're doing quite frequently recently, and he's never really done that. This is a sign of a man that's leaving, bro.
To the poop.
Yeah, but you know how it is, isn't it? If you're showing open descent, he knows how it works at Ferrari. He's just showing open descent now. He's just like, I'm good. Yeah. I'm out.
It's one that...
So he must have something lined up there.
The streets are saying Aston Martin.
He must have a get out clause.
Yeah, he has a clause.
A certain position. If they finish a certain position in constructors, or he finishes a certain position in the drivers, that he can leave out of this death row to.
Yeah.
And that's just leaving open.
That's next season, and he's very much. It's coming to an end. But yeah, it's funny because his mistake at the end of Q3 screwed up Oscar and Hadjar's laps, so that's why Oscar was down in P5. And then we had Lando. I don't want to say strong lap because that sector 3 was spooky, but he did enough.
I think I was watching it and bro, sector 2 was nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It was crazy.
So I don't know. It's like it's basically it's like a Max 2021 Jeddah lap, but you completed the lap.
Yeah,
that's what it's like. Because if you completed that lap and just put in the same sector time when you did the sector 3 the lap before, bro, we're looking at like 1.1 seconds or second place is head top.
Yeah.
So he was doing the perfect lap, sector 1, sector 2, even halfway through sector 3. When he got to that bit, he held the slide though.
Yeah.
Even Max was sliding on that lap, on that same corner, on that same final run. So, but at the end of the day, he created the margin, innit? I'm not going to put that in his all-time great pole laps and all that stuff.
No.
But what I'm saying is he did enough sector 1, sector 2 to just, get the pole that he needed. A worthless pole at the end of the day, but pole regardless. And then everybody else got shagged. Piastri got shagged. Hadjar got shagged.
Yeah, Piastri.
Even though Piastri was down in sector 1, way down on Norris anyway. But he could have put a decent time in to get on the second row at least.
Yeah, I think the point was they were making it like he could have been top 3 if that yellow flag didn't hit. And then we have Verstappen. We know what he's on.
He's gonna put the lap in. He put the lap in.
He put the lap in. Sainz.
He's barely quicker than Sainz though. Sainz did a mad thing.
But he was cocking.
The Sainz, man, showing levels, bro. Sainz is right now, obviously outside of like Behrman and his Ferrari links and stuff like that, and Hadjar his Red Bull links. Sainz is number 1 candidate to get a top seat if something happened.
Yeah, but then again,
they'll call him, bro.
But the problem is Mirinda. We're in the Sainz cycle again, bruv, because it's like he did like Baku, then he was mid for bare races, mid to rubbish for bare races, and now he's just produced another random cook cycle. Like
he's a peaky driver.
Yeah,
I'd say he's a peaky driver, man. People will say he's consistent. Is he really? Like, but when his peaks are peaking, then he's going to do a good job, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think he's definitely where he's supposed to be at this moment in time, because obviously there's other people in the top seats, but those people in the top, those teams in the top seats in the team, those teams in the top seats respect him enough to put him back in there because they've seen him right at the front anyway.
Yeah,
he'd be a decent number 2 if that makes sense.
100%.
He's like, when you're underqualified for a certain thing and overqualified, that's where he's at.
Yeah,
he's overqualified for Williams right now. Because Albon, where's his podium at? Where's his front rows at? Where's the peaks at?
Look, I said this to Lawrence, bro. I said, bro, we need that one performance that makes that makes everyone go, wow, you're that guy. He's not produced
P5s is that. P5s is that, bro. When he gets P5s. But Behrman get P5s. Behrman stat pad in P5s.
Yeah, because the thing is, when Behrman got that P4 in Mexico,
yeah,
that was like, this is the highest he could go. There was no way he was getting in the top 3.
Yeah.
Like Hadjar got a podium and we're like, this is cook session. Like he was holding off guys behind him, whatever. Sainz
only way you're gonna get it, like, and even Hadjar then could have a DNF in front of him. Behrman could have got it if it was a DNF in front of him.
Yeah,
he did. P4 is the maximum for these guys right now on pure pace.
But Albon, that Imola race, I'm telling you, a podium was there.
Yeah, I know. He was fast, bro.
Anyway, let's go into the race.
Yeah.
All right. Talk me through the race start about what happened with Lando, bro.
He was aggressive, innit? You know when you're looking at something and then he's realizing, oh shit, I got a break, It's just too late, bro. Do you know how early Max breaks, bro? That's where that Lando should have braked. Lando braked way late. Because he was too busy trying to put this guy on the wall, bro. Do you know how I know this? Verstappen's the sicko. So Verstappen was like, yeah, I rate that. This is what you got to do. Verstappen's the sicko, bro. He's sick. I saw the interview. He did some interview in German, bro. And he's like, yeah, I rate it. There's no problem with that. I don't have issue with it. He had the right idea because he think Max got a very good start off the line, innit? Right? So it's either be passive and Max takes the position, or be aggressive, risk it, and then Max takes the position anyway. Because his start wasn't as quick as Verstappen's. It was a decent start, but Verstappen's one was crazy. And then this is what you got to do. Probably people didn't expect him to do that, but he's done it before. Done it Spain 2024 when he tried to ram man on the grass. Low key, sometimes Norris is tapped in the head. When it's Verstappen, he's like, let me fuck with it. Let me try to do something.
Yeah, no, I think that's just everyone that's racing Verstappen. When you race Verstappen, everyone moves tapped in the head.
There was a Silverstone race, remember, when Sainz and Verstappen on the front road. Sainz tried to put this man in the wall immediately, bro. Sainz is sick. He had no interest in trying to get a good start like that. He's like, I'm putting this guy in the wall, bro. And Verstappen was livid. And it's brick wall, He's like, I'm putting this guy in the wall, bro. So it happens quite a lot. I hear what I'm saying, but
yeah.
It's a risk that you have to take. Probably his race is over then. In hindsight, when you figure out what happened, he was going to lose that race regardless. He was going to get DSQ.
Yeah.
If he was running at the front, Verstappen's getting him because a straight line speed were cooking anyway. Verstappen's fast, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you hold them off for like 1 or 2 laps,
he ain't holding them off for 2 laps, bro. This is Verstappen. What are we talking about right now,
bro?
Look how long that straight is. He's getting dunked on, bro. He got dunked on in Monza. He'll get dunked on here, bro.
Small chance. Small chance. Because if he damages, even if he tolls him for 1 or 2 laps, the damage to the tires will be done. Then we're asking a different question about winning the race. Because then Max's tires are cooked. You have to pull back.
I don't know, man. I think either way is.
I think the.
Go on.
No, I was gonna say I think the fatality in his race was he ended up behind George Russell. That was the
but then the second he was behind George Russell, he didn't try to overtake him. He just chilled and let the tires come in. He weren't like right on his gearbox. He was way far back. He's just chilling up. You know what I'm saying? I think, considering what happened, I think he maybe should have just consolidated it and just got a P3, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is stat bad podiums. But who knew what was going on in the background and everything that was going on. But yeah, man, I'd rather him do that at the race start than just let man just go through.
Okay. Now we have to move.
You get criticized either way. Either fluff his lines with that or let him through. He's gonna get criticized regardless. His best bet was to just cook him off the line, but he didn't manage to do that. He got a decent start, but the other guy got a better start, and then that's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
I think he was conscious that if I give space on the inside, he's gonna do what he did to Leclerc in 2023. And it's like, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time to be making contact and getting clotted out wide. That basically what happened to Leclerc and what happened to him in Miami as well. What happened to Norris in Miami. He's like, I ain't got time for this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just nip this in the bud. But then you forgot how short the run-up is and how early he's got to break, bro. To be fair, if he did break as early as he did, I know Verstappen's going into the back of him, bro. It's basically a break check. But
yeah,
it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Nothing matters, man. Right now, as a McLaren fan, nothing matters anymore, bro.
Actually, we got to speak about what happened to the other McLaren driver, because a certain Mr. Liam Lawson, solid qualifying, P6, and then he was part of I called the abhorrent driver group, where what was he doing? What was going on?
I don't know, man. Like, it looked like he was trying to go for a gap. He was spooked because George Russell's locked up, which I didn't even see when on the initial one. But on the replay, it looked like Russell locked up. So then he locked up and then just clotted Piastri. Piastri just innocent. Piastri said, "Oh yeah, I was one of the. It seems like I was the only one that tried to make the corner and braked at an appropriate place." He was basically saying, "Yeah, George and Lawson were leaving at the last minute when they're trying to make it around that corner."
But the thing is, George was next to no one, so his one was like whatever.
Yeah,
I think he was.
And Norris was way out wide anyway, so he wasn't going to lock up into Norris.
He wasn't going to knock. But it's just one miss. Like, I've locked up, but it's not like I'm not doing anything stupid lock up. I've just locked up. Lawson was like, he saw George lock up and being slow on the apex. It was like, and just, yeah.
I said he got nosebleeds from driving up too high up on the grid. Man got a nosebleed.
Got a nosebleed. Terrible stuff.
But yeah, I know. And then just Piastri, he looked decent, but just the race is basically done.
But basically, he has no luck. He's like, that little bit of luck you need just to, give you something to give you that pep in your step to be like, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
You don't have that. So it's just,
but isn't this the same thing that happened last year? He went on some disgusting run, man.
Yeah, but
and even the year before that, the rookie year, like Koto, this was Brazil, he had some crazy bad luck streak where just things weren't going his way, it just spirals.
Yeah, but yeah. And it's funny because like I feel like early in the season, if something went a bit left, the next time out, it was bang on it.
Yeah.
Now it's just like it's head loss, but it's your first time at the dance.
And I think the difference from last year to this year is that Norris was in that situation last year, it would just be head loss. You know what I'm saying? Now he just bounces back. Even next session, he's just out. Something goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? But with Piastri, it's just spiraling. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably a bit happy because of the DSQ because 30 points back is over, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now he's just like, obviously, it's not really in his hands either way. You know what I'm saying? But he's got a bit of a puncher's chance at the moment. The other chance, the way he's going and the pace he's at the moment, there's no chance.
No. So, okay, so that's the race start. Now, actually, there's one more person. Bortoletto.
Yeah, Bortoletto, you got to the gulag, bro. Did he get a penalty? He has to get a penalty.
I don't know if
he has to get a penalty for the next race. I'm googling this right now, bro, because there's no way he doesn't get a penalty. The guy was just basically kamikaze, bro. So I'm gonna take man out. He did what? What did he do? He did like Bottas 21 type of thing in Hungary. That's what he basically did. But not as many casualties. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the nastiest. This is, bro. I'm watching it now. This is some of the nastiest stuff. Man thought he was cooking. He's like, let me overtake their cars. At the beginning, he's like, yeah. Man, he didn't even attempt to break, bro. Absolutely murdered Stroll, bro.
Murder Stroll. Gasly got caught in a fracas. Alonso was all right because Alonso was in Lawson's beef.
5-place grid penalty for Gabriel Bortoletto for the next race. 2 penalty points.
That's not enough. That should have been 10.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 10. This is crazy, bro. Because the guy was he wasn't even in control. We're talking about Oscar not being in control of Brazil. That is not in control, bro. That's the definition of not doing a good job.
Yeah.
That's just F1 lobbies.
Oh dear.
But that actually that happening actually helped out Hamilton. He gained bare places.
Yeah, I think it was Hamilton and Behrman were the two that just gained bare places. And you're like, how the hell did it end up there?
Yeah, end the lap one. I was like, Hamilton's where? I was like, huh? How did he do that? He was at the back.
Yeah, because the thing is, we didn't even see Stroll. I just see Stroll. I see out at the bottom. I'm like, what happened to Stroll then? Like, what?
Stroll, man. I think Stroll missed out on an opportunity this weekend, man. They put him on Inters, man. Absolute joke team.
That Inter's hero one. Oh my god!
And the worst thing is he said it. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Why are you doing it hero ball? You was faster than Alonso. Just put the lap in, bro. Absolutely insane. Yeah, Bortolotto. What did you mentioned it before? Mixed conditions, wet conditions. It's looking spooky, brother.
Yeah, that low grip stuff is not looking good. I was like, because I've watched. There's a pattern to this, so it's like next season. That's what I need to see from Bortolotto. In these conditions, I need to see improvement. Because otherwise, you know, Helmut Marko calling you a B tier talent is gonna ring true, innit?
Audi might be looking for something if their engine's cooking, boy. Might be looking for a new driver.
If the rumor feels to be believed, then they got Freddie Slater in the wings.
Freddie Slater bottled Macau, bro. It was insane. We're talking bottles of the season. That's one of the most insane bottles you ever see, bro. In Macau. I couldn't believe it, bro. I could not believe what he was doing. Anybody that, obviously, this is a Formula 1 podcast, but anybody watched the highlights of the Macau Grand Prix 2025 and see this bottle. He has to rise from it, man. You got to learn from that, man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see next
season. Bigger bottles than what's that race with Tictum and Norris and all them, man? What is it? 2017 Macau.
Yeah,
2 man on the last corner crashed out. It's up there. It's them levels of bottle.
But that's Macau. That's Macau heritage, bro. Just bare bottles. So then, if you're sicko, yeah, like Michael Schumacher, you crash into the guy that's second, yeah, so you can still win the race.
No, come on, just chill out on that one.
That's what he did to Mika Hakkinen.
I know, yeah, but just don't. Yeah, but I don't want to be reminded of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Hey, man, you got Ella in. You got Hakkinen Jr. in your academy now. Yeah, be happy.
Yeah, F1 champion 2025, man. Soon up. First female champion. We're gonna nepo our way up there. You get me?
Fair enough. Okay, next traffic. What else happened? The start of the race, because it was pretty processional afterwards.
I want to talk about why George Russell always cooks his tires, because he gets too excited. This is what we call a hidden phenomenon that nobody really talks about, and it's not really a criticism.
No.
I've been taking notes because he's done this multiple times, bro.
No, everyone talks about it, but George Russell and tires is the funniest situation you'll ever see in your entire life, because basically it's one where if he's competing for the win under like normal conditions, he would not fry his tires at all. Because last year in Vegas, he was clear on tires.
He was cruising.
This year, he kind of went like, he said, F it, I'm going to race. And then in an attempt to get Verstappen, he pushed for like 2 laps before the tires were in the perfect window. And then the tires started graining and it was over.
Yeah, but like experienced drivers at the front, they're not doing that, bro. Verstappen, if it was the other way around, Verstappen's not doing that, bro. He's not even going to try to overtake him straight away. You'll chill out. Norris will chill out.
Mm,
Bring the tires in.
not if they have nothing to lose.
Okay, that's different. Okay.
Because he has nothing to lose. He's P4 in the championship. It's over. His thing is like, let me cause up some chaos and try and win a race. There's no motivation for him to do anything.
I know there's
And
no
also-
motivation because he's just like, yeah, Norris is gonna dunk on me. I didn't even want to defend it. Like, yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, you just like
He accepted his fate before he even got into DRS. He's like, yeah, it's happening. I'm getting dunked on.
Yeah, see, it's one of those ones where he's like, the worst thing that can happen is I finish third, which was what the worst thing that happened was.
And then he ended up second anyway.
Yeah, it's one where I agree that he does this a lot and it's a problem, but
He
it's
did
also
it recently.
one.
He caught a sprint race.
No, but he always does that sprint races
He's too funny, man. Why does he do that all the time, bro?
because he's
Does he
there
not understand
going.
about bringing it in gently, man? Just chill out, man.
No, because he's
Do
sprint
you know who
racing.
he is? He's the definition of calm down. You're gonna get some, man.
No, but the thing
He's
is,
eager, bro.
he does it in sprint races because he's like, this doesn't matter. I'm gonna just
No,
do
do
this.
you know why he does it sprint race? Because it worked in Brazil sprint race in 2022, and he's been trying to do it ever since. Oh, your mic's gone mute. Your mic is muted.
It worked in 2023 Brazil as well because he finished second behind Max. He was bare slow at the end though. The tires were dusted, bare slow, but like it didn't matter.
He's funny, man. He didn't do me a favor by winning the race, man. That's what I was expecting, man.
Bro.
Obviously, power steering thing in quali.
And in the race.
Obviously, I think if the power steering thing doesn't happen, he's on front row.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's why, like, Mercedes have the best PR I've ever seen. Because any other driver that loses their power steering, yeah, everyone talks about it and be like, oh, the power steering went out. George just kind of go, oh, well. Because how did the power steering go out in quali and the race?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I think the race one was the excuse though, because when he came out the car, he was like, yeah. I cooked my tires. He didn't even mention the power steering. He said, yeah, I cooked my tires, man.
No, but I think he just got used to it. He's just like, the power steering's this way, so I just have to drive another way. That you basically you don't slide the car because then you're not gonna catch it. So it's like you just didn't slide the car. But yeah,
he's a funny guy, man.
He's a really funny guy. But hey, man, it provided us entertainment, man. It gave us illusion of hope.
Oh, I needed him to do a job, man. Fuck's sake, bro.
Hey, blame the rain, bro.
I think even in the rain, he was gonna do it, man. He was gonna put it. If the power steering thing didn't happen, he was top Q1 and Q2, bro. What are you talking about? He was front row. That's guaranteed front row. He's it's not like Sainz and Verstappen did worldy laps compared to, you know what I'm saying? It's not that out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Worldy compared to being close to Norris, but he was in a Russell was in a faster car than them two. He should be on the front row.
Yeah.
And the team let him down with the power steering.
Funniest team.
Mercedes got sick PR because they're not blaming Mercedes for nothing, bro. If McLaren do anything, they're gonna get cooked, bro.
Yeah, that's because when your driver's George Russell, no one cares. Bro, they gave a dodgy upgrade in the European leg of the season, got 0 podiums, and no one cared.
Like, even now, they mention Ferrari DSQ China. The Leclerc and Hamilton front race. They're never going to go over it, bro.
Bro, they're talking about Antonelli. They say, oh, Antonelli had a rough European season. It weren't good. The car was broken, bro. He couldn't drive the car.
They gave George a DSQ in Spa. Nobody cares. He won the race. Nobody even cares, bro. Same thing that happened today. Watch how much. Watch. They're gonna remember the Ferrari DSQs and the McLaren DSQs. People don't even care about the Russell DSQ. They don't give a shit.
Incredible PR, man. Nah, I can't believe it. And then Ooh.
It was the highlights and everything I watched. Like it wasn't an eventful race. It was a bit boring. I can't lie.
Oh yeah, but
I'm
it was
glad I
one that
didn't wake up in the morning to watch that.
you were just there chilling. I was just there laying down, going, "Oh yeah, cool, cool." And then I think it's time because obviously Verstappen goes on to win the race, very comfortable. After it gets really close at the end between second, third, and fourth. Actually, one thing I actually need to mention, is I need someone here to tell me what happened to Leclerc at the end of the race. Because he was with Piastri and Antonelli, then he suddenly disappeared.
He was like 0.04 behind Piastri, bro. He's in his DRS the whole time.
The whole time, and at the end of the race, he's over 5 seconds behind Antonelli. I'm like, what happened? You're on mute?
I said, I don't know, man.
I need to find out, because you know how everyone's like, oh, Ross cooked these tires. I need to know whether Leclerc actually cooked these tires as well. Because he gets away with this sometimes. Wait, you've unplugged?
Oh, mate. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, if you're chilling in DRS for that long, of course that's going to happen.
Yeah, but it's not the first time. I remember Baku
Leclerc
last
was
year.
probably thinking, why is Piastri not overtaking Kimi, man? So I can overtake Kimi.
True.
And then Sainz dropped like a lead balloon, man. He was chilling with these man first stint. Actually, he was ahead of that man first stint.
Who?
Sainz.
Yeah.
Second, he put the hards on. Can't be finito.
Yeah, but this is the problem with these Pirellis. It was bare weird. It was basically you had to drive bare slow when you put the hards on, and then if you did it, you'd have infinite grip. Like you'd have no deck.
Boy.
So like everyone that drove a little bit fast when they put the hards on, cooked. Russell, Alonso, I think Behrman, they all just went a bit backwards at one point.
They went backwards, yeah.
But Antonelli, like he did it under the VSC, then he was like, I'm in a big gap. I'm just gonna cruise up to everyone else. I'm not gonna drive like a madman.
There was a point where like Russell was 12 seconds behind Norris. That's how much he cooked his tires. But yeah. Do we have to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it, bro.
Yeah, it has to be done. The big news after the race. So after the race, it turns out when doing the post-race checks, the McLarens were found to have too much plank wear by like, I don't know the exact amount. Mahad will know the exact amount. But yeah, both McLaren drivers was disqualified, so a P2 and a P4 gone. So Mahad, how are you feeling with this moment? Joining Ferrari in the... Actually, no. McLaren are in their own world because Leclerc was disqualified in China for being underweight. This is straight up McLaren just got both cars disqualified for the same thing.
They did it for the love of the game, man. So Oscar Piastri, so the limit, the skid plank wear required is 9 millimeters, yeah?
Yep.
The left hand front for Piastri was 8.96 millimeters. And the right hand front was 8.74 millimeters. And then for Norris, it was 8.88 millimeters and 8.93 millimeters. So this is the margins, man. 0.12 millimeters, 0.07 millimeters. And for me personally, coming into the weekend, I was like, we know we're not going to be good. We've been saying it for months that we're not going to be good in Vegas. So when I'm seeing us fast, I'm like, can you man chill out, please? When I'm seeing us checking the floor in free practice because we're porpoising, and my drivers are saying they're porpoising, I was like, can you just raise the ride height and just accept the P7, please? What are we doing right now? Then I see a poll and I'm thinking, oh, maybe they did raise the ride height because maybe it's just conditions where Inter's merchant, especially Norris is an Inter's merchant. Then in the race, we're looking quick. And We're hearing very, very, very. I listen to. I watched it on boards. I listened to the radios and stuff. Yeah, them Norris radios were spooky, bro. They knew about it from the jump that they were running marginal. Not when have you ever heard people? I want you to check this out. When have you ever heard a driver say, "Am I allowed to overtake this guy?" That's what they basically said with Russell. It's like, what are we doing? Are we doing our own thing, or are we overtaking Russell? They're like, yeah, overtake Russell. We'll go get Max. The worst thing is, yeah, they love to set up people, drivers, yeah, because they said, oh yeah, we're gonna go get Max, yeah. No, they didn't post Norris's reply. Do you know what Norris's reply was?
What?
How are we gonna get Max? We're slow. That's the instant reply. How are we gonna get Max? We're slow. What are you talking about? So the broadcast made it look like, yeah, he's gassing him up, let's do it. And then obviously Red Bull are gassing up Max saying, yeah, they said they're going to come get you. Bro, Norris is like, I ain't on it. I ain't getting you. I'm slow, bro. Don't gas me up and say, no, we're going to go get Max. I'm not interested. They were questioning even if we should overtake Russell. They knew they were marginal. A guy dropped 10 seconds in like 3 laps at the end. And they were trying to do it under the guise of, yeah, we need to save fuel. There was no saving of fuel, bro. The sensors on the plank were looking spooky.
Oh,
right?
Dear me.
And then obviously there was none of that. I don't know. I wasn't listening to Piastri's radio and stuff like that, but I remember when Piastri was overtaking someone, that was hella sparks, bro. Hella sparks. And I was like, oh, we're running hella low. And just
Actually,
go on.
No, I was gonna say there was a video of Norris after the race where the car was just sparking up. Anyway,
all over the gap.
The race was done
on the in lap.
Yeah, on the in lap, the race was done. He was just sparking.
Yeah, it was over, man. And there's nobody else to blame but for McLaren, because why are you running so marginal? I can understand big man thing if it was like it's nip and tuck, championships on the line, that's the final race and stuff like that. You got to do anything to get the advantages here and there, right? But bro, you at that point in time, Norris had basically a 40-point lead on Verstappen. He had a 30-point lead on Piastri. You don't need to do any of this, bro. On either car, you don't need to do this, bro. We're all expected. Do you know what's so funny? You could finish P7 and P8 or P6 or P9 or whatever. You got margin. You're collecting some points whatsoever, even if Max wins. You know what I'm saying? For Norris, at least you're keeping it within a race win away from him. You know what I'm saying? But to risk a DSQ like you're going like the race, like the championship's on the line, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? This is a catalogue of errors. They'll say, oh, lack of practice, we didn't know. In practice 1, when I was watching it and the radios, they'll say we're porpoising. So you know you're running too low. And then obviously it got washed out FP2 and stuff like that. You don't the same way you was marginal in Brazil and you raised the ride height for the race, you needed to do the same and just accept that you're not going to have the pace and not going to win the race. Because this is Vegas. We didn't even expect to win the race in the first place. As long as you can just get a good P4, P5, P6, P7, that's fine. Just leave it. A DSQ for both cars is unacceptable because now you put both cars at risk. You've got Piastri now on points, tied points with Verstappen, and you've got Verstappen 24 points near, right? I don't particularly know how Red Bull's going to look on the sprint race in Qatar. They haven't remedied their long corner situation. When it's long duration corner, they stink. They look worse than the racing pool. And that's the whole of Qatar. The whole Qatar's like that. So you've backed yourself into a corner now where you absolutely have to deep fry the grid in Qatar to make up for this without running too low. You know what I'm saying? And now, because you've been DSQ, they're going to be watching you like a hawk. You see when Leclerc got DSQ'd, bro, they checked this car like 5 times in a row, bro. It's not random check anymore. They're like, we've caught you once. We're going to keep looking at your car. It's going to be like that for the next 2 races. So I don't think they should be worrying about the performance of Red Bull and then trying to go marginal. You should trust Norris enough to just bang points and bang podiums and just get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Piastri that he might think is good because obviously he's close to Norris now, yeah. But you're tied points with Verstappen, you're finito, bro. Because when push comes to shove now, you're going to be a sacrificial lamb, bro, if needed.
Nah,
I think he will.
nah.
If
They
push comes to shove, they will. He might not listen. He probably won't. He probably would prefer Max to win than his teammate.
yeah. It's one of those situations where I think with 2 races to go and the fact that it's still mathematically possible, that's so in Abu Dhabi, he's the lamb.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Qatar, no. Abu Dhabi is the lamb, especially if he's already out of contention. If he's mathematically out of contention, you're the sacrificial lamb, bro.
Yeah, out of contention, you're sacrificial lamb, like, bro. They'll do whatever to make Norris win. In Qatar, if he wins Qatar,
yeah,
then it's like it's one situation where you sit there and just go,
it depends on what the order is.
Yeah, because if it's Piastri 1, Verstappen 2, Norris 3, then like nothing's off the cards. It's basically the team just go out there and say,
shoot out in AD.
Yeah, shoot at AD. Whatever happens, happens. If you guys mess up, that's on you.
The problem is now, is both Verstappen and Norris. You've given Verstappen, when it was 40 points, Verstappen's not going to do or die because it's not really going to happen because he has to literally clock your crack. He has to hope you get a DNF to do that. Now it's kind of like it's in his hands, right? I just need to outperform him and hopefully something comes from me, right? And it's the same for Piastri now, yeah. But for Norris now, like he had a buffer where he could have just coasted it in Qatar and won. He didn't even need to really do much because Verstappen had to outscore him by 17 points, and I think Piastri had to outscore him by 9.5 or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Which is like he basically had it wrapped up. Now he's lost, and do you know what? I'll think about it. This is insane, yeah. The guy's got a 24-point buffer, yeah, and he's held a DSQ and a DNF on his head top since Zandvoort. And he's still got a 24-point buffer. That's how important the performances in Mexico were and Brazil and stuff like that. If he didn't do that, he'd be in big trouble. If he had like 10-point leads, he'd be big trouble. But now, if you're in Norris's shoes, and he shouldn't be in this situation because the team's fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? The team fucked up in Zandvoort with the oil line. Obviously, reliability just happens, isn't it? It's one of those things, but it's still the blame has to go to the team. And this is 100% on the team, right? But for Norris now, he's going to be. It depends on how he responds to this. Because if he just wins Qatar, it's over, bro. He's literally celebrating the championship in Qatar. It's done.
Yeah,
mathematically, it's done. So it kind of simplifies the task for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
the risk for me is that both of them, both Piastri and Norris, they could be equally as quick in Qatar, yeah. And if Norris is running first and Piastri is running second, this is very likely that they're going to clash and there could be a double DNF. It's very, very, very likely. We might be looking at Mercedes, Russell, and Hamilton in Qatar. DNF, double DNF. Or one of them just gets clotted and ends up lost. And one of them DNFs. Yeah. It's very, very, very likely. And then you just giving the win to Verstappen on the plate. So, is it going to be... I feel like this season has been quite anticlimactic. We build up to the next weekend like, oh my God, this is going to happen. And then nothing happens. And the threat has gone away. Maybe Qatar's like that. I don't know. Well, I don't know what you think of just the whole DSQ and the situation.
I think the DSQ situation is one of the situations where I think every team's running marginal. Like teams don't want to leave performance on the table unless they absolutely have to. I think that the fact that the race became a one-stop also doesn't help. Because I think originally they think it was going to be a 2-stop like last year. It turned out to be a 1-stop. You know, fresh tires help alleviate the plank wear. Like we saw, okay, yeah, and if it was going wrong, they could adjust the tire pressure a little bit and just chill. We saw like in Hungary with Leclerc. So it's not ideal.
You're saying they should have boxed both cars?
Yeah, I think
because we're looking at this is so marginal, bro. If you look at the measurements,
yeah. So it's one that it depends if they knew. It depends on how much they knew that they were in trouble. If they thought oh, like we'll be all right, then don't box. If they knew it was going to be very, very marginal, just box. Like Lando Norris was so far ahead of like Antonelli, he could have boxed like with like 10 laps ago and consolidated a good 15 points. Championship done.
Yeah, but this is where you're just a driver, you're sitting in the car, and you're expecting your team to do risk management, bro. And they're not doing it, bro.
Yeah. It's silly by the team. They ran it marginally, got caught out. You know, and
they made it bait as well with the radios and everything like that, and just dropping bare time in the last 3 laps. This is so bait. Of course, they're going to expect your car. And saying fuel, of course, they're going to turn your car over. I guarantee there was bare fuel in there already. It was a lie. And they thought, oh, just only check the fuel, yeah? Don't check nothing else. And apparently it took ages because they checked everybody's plank wear in the top 10.
Ah.
And guess what? McLaren were the only ones. So you're going to get DSQs in your head top, bro. And then look at my lawyers, dog. They went into the FIA and said, yeah, we didn't have practice. We didn't know. What are you talking about? How is this? We ain't got Harvey Specter. We got you know the
Lionel Hutz from Simpsons.
We got Lionel Hutz, bro. We got Simpsons, bro. These are not lawyers, bro. This is awful. We need to hire someone better than this to go argue, bro. The Stella and them, man, we need to hire someone specific for this. Because Wheatley's coming out there, no DSQs, bro. I'll tell you that right now. Do we need to talk about the wider picture now?
In terms of the championship? Yes. Because we're back again for another edition of Verstappen, Norris, and Piastri. Who is the championship?
I thought this was Chova, mate. You know, it's so funny. Anyone who listens to the pod, this section wouldn't even come up. We didn't even bring the section up if Norris. The result stood.
Oh yeah, the result stood.
But it would have been just guaranteed Norris gonna win.
Yeah, I'd have ignored it. Like the pod, we'd be doing like talk about the rest, wrapping up and like getting ready to go carry on our Sundays. Now we have to talk about it again because last time out I said Verstappen was done, and now he's back in. I said he was done unless something crazy happened. The crazy has happened. He's back involved.
He's the smell in the room, man. He's like, what the fuck is that smell? It just won't leave, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's making me sick, fam. I'm absolutely tired of it. Like, I need divine intervention. I need Red Bull to fuck up. Sprint weekend, fuck up the setup, man. I want to see Verstappen P7 in the sprint race, bro.
Yeah,
I need to see something like that because it's making me sick. What do you think? Do you think it's the title now? Verstappen's it's done.
I don't think Verstappen's gonna win, but there's a window. It's like the best way to say it before it was kind of like they're going, it's 40 points. It's kind of joke, man. It's like you're gonna need something crazy to happen, and then just played it down. Now you're just in like
something crazy happened.
Yeah, now I'm just like Qatar. Last year, Qatar Norris got a stop goal penalty.
A nasty one. 30-second penalty, basically.
Yeah. So it's like, if that happens again, and Verstappen wins, he's in there. like you're talking like we're talking that one DNF, which is kind of the point where I made earlier about how Verstappen had to win out. And it was like as they're going, oh, he has to win in Brazil, he has to win in Mexico, because if he won in those races, that's like an extra what do you call it?
14 points.
More than 14 points because he finished third in
Yeah.
Brazil. So that
Oh yeah,
10
maybe
plus
he'll be in
17
the
points.
championship lead. He might be in the championship lead.
Bro, he'd be right behind Norris. It's like, yeah.
The thing is, yeah, if we look at it, let's zoom out, yeah. Norris has been performing well.
Yes.
Even if he doesn't win the race, it's more than likely he'll be on the podium. So we're talking about either he gets clattered and DNFs, or his engine fails, or something happens when he DNFs, or he gets a crazy penalty, which is highly unlikely with the penalty. He's not
Or
doing stuff that's worthy of a penalty.
if Verstappen wins the next two races, but it's 24 points. Oh, right.
It's 24 points.
Yeah, it basically has to finish just as a podium.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and this guy's a podium merchant, bro.
Yeah.
He's
And I
literally
think
got 35 podiums in the last year and a half.
and I think the last part is just basically now I think there's no more races where I sit there and go, "Ooh, okay, maybe Qatar, you never know." Where I sit there and go, maybe someone else will cook. Where you sit there and go, oh, a random Mercedes cook session or a random.
That's a disaster for Verstappen and Piastri if somebody else cooks. That's a disaster, bro. Because them two need wins. If all of a sudden George Russell wins or Leclerc wins or something like that, they're livid. Especially if Norris podiums as well. But I think the simpler task is how many drivers do you trust with a 24-point lead with 2 races to go? Because if you're basing on current form, I think you should trust Norris.
Yeah.
He didn't bottle this race in Vegas. He did what he needed to do, extended the margin on his teammate, and then barely lost the margin to Verstappen.
Yeah, it's one where like it's weird because in the championship 4 process, Norris didn't bottle this race, but in a race performance process, I'm there. God, that start for me is like I don't mind if the Red Bull's faster, but I just want you to be clean because it's like we know you're in a championship battle. I don't want to see mistakes.
Yeah, but he didn't need to win, fam. He didn't have the car and reason to win anyway.
That's what I'm not angry.
He did the more aggressive thing.
Yeah. So it's
a mistake is letting this guy just drive past you. Think about all the times that Norris has been called bottle off the start. It wasn't in that fashion.
Yeah. I'm 50-50.
How much time did you tell him you need to cover the inside, bro? He covered the inside. He forgot the rest of it. I'm not saying that it wasn't bad. It was bad. Yeah. But the guy consolidated it to a P2. That's all he has to do.
Yeah. That's why
he did in the race before. All he has to do is podium, and that's what he did.
That's why I'm not overly mad. It's one that I'm just there. I'm like, it's one thing that I see Norris do a lot. I call them like cute mistakes, where he makes a mistake, but he kind of gets away with it, so that we don't care the same way. But I don't want to see any more. I want clean work.
He just needs to do what he did in Brazil.
Yeah.
Is he capable of doing what he did in Brazil? He did it back-to-back races. If he does it in Qatar, a track where we should be strong, McLaren should be very, very, very strong there, bro. Yeah. If Verstappen's in a situation where he's understeering in these long duration corners, yeah, it doesn't matter how good of a driver he is. He ain't gonna have the car, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then in his mind, it's just like, oh, I just need to compete with Piastri, yeah. And I would be, if I'm in Norris's mind, and I'm like, oh yeah, Verstappen's like fourth or something like that. He's not there, or his car's not performing well. And me and Piastri are down the road. We're like 20 seconds down the road. We're doing up Zandvoort. We're doing up Spa. We're down the road, yeah. And Piastri's getting feisty. I'll just let him back because I just need a P2. I don't give a shit. Does not matter. He's in that scenario. The other two drivers are not in those scenarios.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this season, every single time people are building things up. Look how they built it up between Kota and Mexico. They built it up. Verstappen's back. Blah, 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 blah. It's always like, nope, let's cut it off. This whole season's been like that. Oh, Piastri, like, oh, he won in Zandvoort. Norris's engine blowed up. Monza next race, cut it off. Where's the pace? Verstappen's winning. Since Monza, Piastri ain't seen the podium. This season has just been a season of just like, no. Whenever somebody tries to run away, no. Or whenever you expect something to happen, it doesn't. So me personally, the thing that people are not going to expect, and people are, we're going to see it the whole week now. Oh, Verstappen's in it. This is going to be a chance. Then we're going to go to Qatar, and these cars are going to be shit. That's what's going to happen. And I want people to come back to this pod or come back to me. And I'm telling you, I've watched Formula 1 for too long, bro.
Yeah. It was one where
so the very much. What would you rather be? Would you rather be the chaser or the person that's in control? 2 races to go, 24 points. I'd rather be that guy.
24 points.
Verstappen would rather be that guy. Piastri would rather be that guy.
Yeah. But then Verstappen would be that guy because he doesn't mind just taking yellow cards.
Yeah, but him taking yellow cards is stupid. Because every time he does it, he's risking his car DNFing, bro.
But that's probably he don't care. That's how he is.
And what Norris is too cautious to ever try to DNF for no reason, bro. When he's got a lead. Yeah. I said this whole season, don't let Norris get a lead towards the end of the season. The guy's too. He's gonna stop it, bro. This weekend was an example of that. He's just gonna consolidate his P2, go home, and he got shafted. So we'll see, man. So who's your pick? No,
it will be Norris. To be fair, over the course of the season, I was very consistent in terms of not ruling Norris out. I was there going, Norris needs to do a Vettel. He's done a Vettel. Where he's just been like, it was basically like just pole win, or like P2, like just, no
look at the results. Let's look at the results from Kota. Like, obviously DNF'd in the sprint race, but yeah, P2 in the race. Then Mexico, P1, pole, P1 in the race. Brazil clean sweep, bare P1s. Slapped it on pole in Vegas. P2 in the race.
Yeah.
If you continue that form, you're not going to get beaten.
Yeah.
Even if somebody else is P1, if he could just P2 all the way home. He just needs to be careful. Yeah. You're in the danger zone. You can't let people touch you, bro.
But that's the problem, and that's where his problem is. He has to qualify well, because if he qualifies well, he should be all right. But if he qualifies P3 and there's a Leclerc, a Russell, Antonelli next to you, it's Jova.
Right now, he's quality demon right now.
Yeah, he's a quality demon, but again, the pressure's there.
Do you know what's crazy? I was thinking, yeah, even if Norris fucked up that lap or something happened and he got the yellow flag or something in Vegas, yeah, the guy his lap before was P3. Yeah. So even if he didn't even do a lap, he was going to be P3. That's how well he's qualifying, right? And now in Qatar, we're going to see this race with the limited tires usage. Yeah, basically, if you're on pole and you leave that corner, if you leave turn 1 in the lead, you're winning that race, bro. It's going to be possession. So right now, we're in a quali race. We're in a quali championship right now. And if he executes how he's executed the last couple of races, it might be anticlimactic.
Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna say.
I don't mind. I'm Mr. Just it's basically
People are willing it on. People are like, yeah, Verstappen. Da, da, da. I've decided to just bookmark tweets and spin in the block. I've had enough. This is my reaction to the DSQ.
I've missed Verstappen ain't winning. That's been my stance the entire time. Verstappen ain't winning. But anyway, is there anyone else on the grid that you want to speak about the race?
Kimi Antonelli, fantastic. Man did a whole race on basically one pair of tires and ended up on the podium. So I'm telling you now, bro, it's getting spooky for Russell, bro.
It's not.
Next season we'll see, innit?
We'll see next season.
Ground zero, innit?
Yeah, we'll see next season. But one thing after people that have to pay attention to you, because you'll see the results, you'll be, oh, Kimi's starting to beat Russell. Da, da, da. And they're going, Mexico was Verstappen terrorism. That messed up Russell's race. Then we go to Brazil was Anthony Cook session.
Yeah.
And in this race, Russell was doing foolishness. But like in every session where Russell was not doing foolish, he was comfortably ahead. So it's like we have to let Kimi cook, but don't get ahead of yourselves. Like, take a touch. Take a touch.
Take a touch, bro. I said this guy was gonna win Monaco, and now I was early doors, bro.
Yeah, I know.
In the book, bro.
That's he's your son. So it's like that's like me talking about Ollie Behrman. You're gonna take some wild shots, but
I'm taking step back, one-legged. Where you seen that shot? I'm gonna be doing that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people who are like, I'm not gonna like the Russell haters. Like, take a touch, like you're not gonna get your game off of him this season like that, and that's okay. But they left Kimi to go celebrate in the garage because they can't go to the club or casino, so he's got a flight to.
That's another factor. He's gonna be better next year, bro.
Yeah,
he's gonna be better next year as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think there was really anything on note out of that race. To be fair, Verstappen drove well, did what he needed to do. That's all he can do. And that's about it, to be fair. I don't think there wasn't really any standout candidates for me in that race. Alonso did a crazy overtake. That would be my overtake of the weekend. Crazy overtake. But apart from that, yeah. This is get Vegas off the calendar, man. I'm sick. What are we doing here, bro?
I'm 50-50 on it.
I don't want to be scared for their lives in Watkins Glen or something. Laguna Seca. Scare these, man.
Yeah. I'm 50-50. I don't mind Vegas. It's not the worst place.
It's not free, bro.
No. So okay. What else is okay? What the other ones?
Okay, at the end of the season, we're gonna rank the worst races of the year and the best races of the year. Top 5, bottom 5. This is gonna be in the bottom 5, bro.
Of this, it depends. Of the season.
This season, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Nothing happened, bro.
Yeah, but it wasn't Suzuka. Nothing happened.
Suzuka, what? That's bottom 5 as well. We'll speak about that. That's a candidate.
Yeah.
Was it better than Jeddah? No. Was it better than Bahrain? No.
No. Jeddah was not good.
Yeah, but
Jeddah was bad.
Yeah, but this was worse. Australia was a banger. That's top 5.
Yeah, Australia was a banger. Silverstone banger.
Monaco, Monaco's always bottom 5. Monaco's always bottom 5.
Monaco was only funny this year because drivers had head loss. That was the only bit of entertainment. Drivers just having head loss.
Verstappen was just stat padding laps led, dickhead. For no reason. How you hanging for hours for a safety car, Monaco? You're absolutely. He's sick in the head. Hungary was a banger.
Hungary was good.
Austria was a banger. We're talking about races that had fights for the lead. We can't put them in bottom 5. Baku.
No, Baku was smelly. Baku was good. Baku was good in the sense of because of the qualifying made things that interesting. The race was ass, bro.
Yeah, but the qualifying was. But then we're talking about races. We're not talking about qualifying.
Yeah.
Brazil top 5, obviously. Yeah, we'll go for it.
We'll go through.
Yeah. Should we do stink of the weekend or drive of the weekend?
Yeah, we'll do drive of the weekend, drive of the day. Who's your nominee for drive of the day?
Keep it Antonelli, as I just spoke about. Fantastic performance. He's coming of age, man. They were talking dirt on his name. They said he's the worst rookie of the year. Man's rising up at the right time.
Not fair enough. He can be P3 now. In my ranking.
Definitely better than Gabby. People are telling me Gabby Bortolero. Calm down, man.
Hey, the Gabby Bortolero steam train has come to a full stop. I can't believe
Where you
it.
man at? I know we're probably going to get hate in Portuguese in the comments. But where you man at?
Bro, you went from in Hungary being like top 2 to now 4th. That's unbelievable. Traffic. Who's my driver today? That's not Antonelli and not Verstappen. I'll give it Sainz. Good weekend. Did nothing wrong.
He ended up P5 now, innit? I think he did.
Yeah, he ended up P5. Like that is, you can't complain, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Kept this step in. Like I'm the first person to call him, criticize him. I'll give him fair credit, and obviously because Verstappen don't count now. That's Verstappen doing Verstappen things. Good job. Comfortable in. Okay, stink of the weekend.
Aston Martin, Lagonda, and Lawrence Stroll. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know if it's this episode of Succession. I don't know if it's industry, but apparently they're sacking Andy Cow and they're putting in either Christian Horner or who's the other one? Andreas Seidel. Andreas Seidel's not good at his job, bro. But Andreas Seidel, and I'm hearing even Bonotto as well. Bonotto ain't going anywhere, so I don't even know why he's in there. What is going on over there? What is going on and over at the House of Commons, bro? You're entering a new regulation with new engines, and you've got Andy Cowell there, and you're like, nah, we're good. Were there expectations that they would have the fastest engine, and it's looking spooky? I don't know, but that's not the kind of guy you fire. That's a vet.
Yeah.
It's a vet in the paddock. So if you're thinking, let's have Christian Horner instead. When Newey left because of Christian Horner, I don't know what's going on over there, bro. They're a mess. They don't perform on the weekends. What's going on in the background stinks. They spend bare money. They're moving crazy, fam. I'm trying to think of a football club that spends bare money and they stink. Guess what? Liverpool Football Club right now. That's Aston Martin.
Shout out Richard, bro.
Sorry, Richard. Because right now, the Liverpool season right now, and Aston Martin Lagonda, Aston Martin racing team, they stink, bro. Man are telling me, Newey, Honda. I'm seeing the engine guy get sacked. Engine / team principal get sacked. You man are doing shit next year, bro.
Hey man, they're gonna sign Charles Leclerc. You know,
Lord. Big splash, yeah. Big splash of free agency.
Yep, man. That's
this big splash of free agency, not making the playoffs. That's what these men are on.
Also, I realized
they're gonna give Leclerc 70 million a year.
Because basically it's between Verstappen and Leclerc they're gonna sign. Because I just remembered that Lawrence Stroll hates George Russell.
Oh, because of all the Prema stuff back in the day.
Yeah, the Premier and
The junior
go-kart stuff.
categories.
So Lawrence Stroll and George Russell's dad used to beef.
Lawrence Stroll doesn't like any of them, man, that were racing them times. Albon, Norris, them were talking crazy of Stroll's name, bro. They were calling McCartney shit. They were calling this guy whatever. So he's not fond of any of those, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leclerc if he needs to jump ship, it sounds like it with body language and what he's saying in the press. Big splash in free agency. Newey in the helm, in the building. It's not looking good, bro. You think it would look good on paper. You're putting all these superstars together. The Galacticos ain't gelling, bro.
Yeah. My stinker. I'm tied between. It's a three-way tie between Bortoletto, because what on earth was that? Liam Lawson, because this was the opportunity to kind of cement yourself, as in like keep me. I'm looking at Lawson and Sonoda, I'm going, what on earth? Like, Sonoda's got the handicap of being in Red Bull, but I'm looking at Lawson like
Sonoda. Let's talk about Sonoda because he got shagged. They did it if given the right tire pressures, bro. I know you don't like Sonoda, but have you ever heard of this shit? Just do the same as Verstappen. Why are you doing different time? What are we doing it? Are they just ignoring him, bro? Have you ever seen that thing where like the kid's playing in the pool and someone's drowning, skull at the ball? That's Sonoda, bro. He's not even in debriefs. He's not even in briefings, fam. They don't even put that side of the garage. Don't even get the tire pressures. Are you crazy? I think he should get a complete blight for this weekend, just because of that.
Yeah.
Any other driver would get a blight for that.
No. I'm not saying he's stink of the weekend. I'm just more like, this was the type of weekend where if Lawson did a quick session, it puts the dagger in Sonoda in that battle to stay in Formula One.
The dagger for these man was Awasa winning Super Formula. Helmut Marko's one eye just went, what? Super Formula, yeah? All right, you're in the frame.
Yeah. And then
he gave Sonoda a chance. He gave Liam Lawson a chance. He didn't give Awasa a chance.
No.
Awasa's not like some scrub. He's not miles off these, man. That's a bigger threat than these two having a stinker weekend. But who you actually selected? I thought you would go for the open goal, man. What you did?
Who?
McLaren. That's the open goal. I will allow you. I'm not even going to defend the position, fam.
Do you know what?
Whoever the engineers are at McLaren, they are smoking crack for going so marginal.
True.
It's crack.
I would say, I'm not gonna lie, in my head I was thinking Alex Albon, because like that just annoyed me. But I think that's just personal. That's personal deviancy.
Why are you just beefing Lawrence? You're just beefing Lawrence. That's all.
No, it's not beef with Lawrence. It's just that whenever I put money on Albon, he does some foolishness and it gets on my nerves. But yeah, actually, it is McLaren. Double DSQ for the same reason is actually atrocious. So yeah, McLaren have to hold that.
At least everybody knows their cars are equal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People are now running their agendas like, oh yeah, this is one of the worst run teams championship wise. Look what the McLaren are doing. They gave these men a rocket ship, bro. Stop this shit. Everything's gonna be McLaren slander now. And rightly so, but we're not gonna just rewrite history about the whole season. These guys, man, got a rocket ship. They were winning races 1-2 at Cantor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Piastri didn't wrap it up. Now Norris ain't wrapping it up. He should wrap it up, but he's at danger of not wrapping it up. They both have bites of the cherry.
I think the problem is that people are not, because people have been watching, like, the past couple weeks, people watch Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen win these championships, yeah?
In one car teams, bro.
Yeah, I think
people are not clocking. If a Perez or Bottas was in the McLaren alongside Piastri or Norris, the season would have been done in September, bro. People are not. They're not using their common sense. They're not using their brain, bro.
No.
You got two drivers take points of each other.
No. The thing is, I remember I tweeted this. Yeah, you saw the tweet and you saw how I got cooked when I said that Norris and Piastri are taking points of each other. That if they went next to a Sonoda, championship would be done.
That's just a fact. If I will not speak to you about Formula One if you don't think that's a fact. That's a categorical fact,
bro.
If a driver of less caliber, if a bad driver was in that car, or just a semi-decent driver, yeah, maybe the constructors won't be wrapped up, but that championship would have been wrapped. How much times has Norris finished P2, bro, to Piastri? Do you know what points he would have got? And he got a DNF, and he's got a DSQ. The guy's dropped like 100 points, bro.
Yeah, it's one where I just sit there and just go. I look at it and just go, wow, man. I just sit there and go,
but people
wow.
want that. You have to understand, people want this. People want one-car driver teams, bro. It makes things simple for them. They don't want to use their brain and understand that, they got a competitive teammate. They got points being taken on the table. They don't want to do the maths. It's too complex for them. When you get a spoon-fed Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, they're just going to dominate in a car with a weak teammate. That's easy to digest, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's one teammate, if it's one guy that's in a good car and another guy in another team in a good car, that's easy to digest. When it's two cars, two people in the same car, they can't understand why it's not wrapped up.
Yeah.
Look how much points Piastri's got. Look how much points Norris has got. If one of them was significantly weaker than the other, the title would have been done in Singapore. I need people to clock on what's going on here. Do you know what's so funny, yeah? And probably maybe it's to blame to Norris. If Norris didn't have that situation where he couldn't adapt to the suspension, he had to wait for his new suspension, yeah, this could have been wrapped up a long time ago. Because he wouldn't have been doing recovery driving the other day. He would have stat padded more P2s and P3s, even if he was losing to Oscar. It would have been statistically done, like mathematically done already. Yeah. But people cannot comprehend this is going on. That there's two teammates taking points off each other. Because do you know why? Because there's a third person in the picture. If Red Bull's car was ass and Verstappen went around, it would make it even more simple for them because it's just Norris versus Piastri, right? Yeah. But now it's perceived as, McLaren are doing a bad job. McLaren did a bad job in Zandvoort, letting the DNF happen. They did a bad job dealing with the driver swap in Monza, even though there was reasons for that. They did a bad job with the DSQ because it's just stupid. You don't need to be getting DSQ'd. But they gave him a rocket ship of a car. They took risk. They executed the risk. And they look at the constructors' points, bro. They slapped the grid, bro. Silly. So this rerun narrative about McLaren are useless and stuff like that, are you stupid, bro? Even if you're a Piastri fan or a Norris fan, your driver ain't cooked enough over the season. How about that? Piastri after Zandvoort, it's my day off. Norris breathing like a dog because of new suspension at the beginning of the season. They both had their downs. But I think the last person you need to be blaming is McLaren.
Yeah, no. Agreed. This one this is driver skill issues and skill issues alone. But it's one thing we just have to let everyone comprehend what's going on, because it's like the talk has gone to a place where it's like it's gone to a weird place, man. Too many weirdos, too many people, you know. We let certain narratives run too far.
It's a narrative-driven sport, not only by the media but by fans in it, and the fans actually influence the media. And there's no common sense being thought through. I'll be honest. No. And there's people. Somebody might be thinking, "Oh, you're just a McLaren home." I'm talking about this might be opinion on any team. If Ferrari were doing this, if the Ferrari were in this situation, if Red Bull in this situation, what are people dumb? They don't understand what's going on. If Daniel Ricciardo was in the seat still and Oscar Piastri wasn't there, the title would have been done. And maybe this is the downside of having two number one drivers or two competitive drivers. They might be rethinking this now because they're like, this is a headache. This is an unnecessary headache. One of these guys.
I don't think so. I think they're calm. The McLaren's headache is just the media. Is just dealing with media.
I don't think, from what I'm hearing, I don't think Piastri's happy. Piastri sees an opportunity where he could be number one elsewhere. He'll jump ship.
I think that comes from a sense of, I think for him that was just when Monza happened. I think he just kind of was like, he's in the doom cycle. If he had won a race or two post Monza, this wouldn't even be a discussion. He would even like be like, oh,
He's doom scrolling on Instagram, bro. Reposting things.
His head
His
is
head
gone.
loss.
His head's gone.
And then I watched the interview, you know, the Beyond Grid one, yeah? Everybody's takeaway was like the Monza comment and stuff like that, bro. Do you hear the way he's describing his braking, bro? It's spooky. There's bare spooky stuff in that interview, bro. I'm like, bro, you gotta grow as a driver, fam. What do you mean you only got one way of braking? You need to start adapting, fam. Because if you say this is your only way to brake, you're gonna be shit at low grip craps forever, bro.
Yeah.
There's bare red flags going on. And maybe he is head loss. Obviously, people will see it as, yeah, this guy's stoic and stuff like that. But I said from even seasons before, yeah, when this guy gets into a spiral, it goes on to the next race and the next race and the next race, bro. He might not show it verbally or talking, but it always shows up when he's driving. Look at the mistakes he made today. He's locking up. Leclerc dunked his head top.
Yeah, but I think out of all of, like, let's say his doom cycles, this has been the worst one, in the sense of, like, at least before there'd be like the odd performance, or like you'd understand what was going on in the technical sense.
Last year there was no answers, bro. He got cooked. His head was gone, bro.
What?
Last year's doom cycle.
Yeah.
Last year's doom cycle literally made a showdown in AD for the constructors.
Yeah, but I think last year's doom cycle came from a place of, okay, I'm dedicated number 2. I don't give a damn. He didn't give a damn. This year he cared.
He put himself in that position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he got out of the cycle when he inherited a podium in Qatar, when he got a podium because Norris got a 3 million second penalty.
No, but the thing is, he was in the Brazil sprint race. He was good.
Yeah, he was good, and he had to give it up.
Then he gave it up, but like
quali stunk.
But wasn't that the quali where it was just like the conditions were all over the place? Yeah, it was raining.
The guy, bro, Norris slapped it on pole by some distance, and this guy was sliding off the track, bro.
Yeah, but you know how it is, man. He's from Australia, bruv. Them man, like, them man.
Man said British bias.
Yeah, but it's true though. Like, when was the last time we saw a good British driver be not good in the rain?
I don't know, you know. I'd say, even look at that quali session in Brazil last year. It was Russell and Norris on front row, bro.
Yeah,
they cooked in torrential rain.
The exact point I'm making, like, them two were gone in the race. They were gone.
I know they were gone.
So it's one of the situations where I sit down and just go, you're a product of your environment, isn't it? So why?
Yeah, obviously, Piastri's cycle now obviously is the worst because it's in the context of a championship. And the guy's now hemorrhaged like 100 odd points to Verstappen since Monza.
Yeah, he's hemorrhaged that many points. His head's gone. Because he also was like, I don't know when this chance is going to happen again. If this was like 2024, you could have a bit of faith that next year
2025 I could ride out.
Yeah, because that's what Norris got. He got that next year. I can do this. Yeah. This is like next year. No one knows what's going on. Oh wow.
Oh well for him, bro. It's peak, bro. And
yeah,
if we're signing off now, I think the last thing we could say is Norris, this is in your hands, bro.
Yeah,
this is your destiny, bro.
Oh, yeah, you already said Alonso was your overtake of the weekend.
Yeah, Alonso my overtake. What about yours?
I'd go Alonso as well. Yeah. I don't remember that many overtakes that were like particularly memorable. There was nothing that was.
We'll find out in the week. You know when we they showed the overtakes we didn't see.
Yeah, because they're going. Yeah, because I think it was just Alonso when he was scything through like the Colapinto and who else was it?
He dunked on 2 men in succession immediately.
Yeah, 'cause that was the part I was looking at. 'Cause other than that, I'm there going just regular DRS passes. Like, good job.
Yeah.
Right.
Track's ass. Get Vegas off my calendar, man.
Hey, man. I wanted to stay around long enough that I can attend Carlos Sainz's party, bruv.
Carlos Sainz in America, bare fan love, bro. Insane fan love, bro.
Carlos Sainz is in the top, like, top 6 drivers.
Super marketable as well. Man's on my adverts, L'Oreal. He's out here.
Yeah, he's top 6 drivers of motion, bro.
Do you know what my big prediction is in the off-season? I think if Piastri leaves or something happens and Piastri decides I'm going to jump ship to another team, maybe replace Leclerc at Ferrari or something, Sainz goes back to McLaren. McLaren are lazy, bro. McLaren, I was like, yeah, just Sainz over there that we already know. We've got the data already.
That's fair.
Because McLaren are just trying to sign people that know their ethos and all their rules and all that shit. And they're not going to put Pato Award in the god.
No,
but I think bare changes are going to happen in 2026. I think some changes are going to happen before the Rex. This winter. People are going to fall out with some teams. Leclerc, I don't know. I think they'll put Behrman in the car though. That's their first choice if Leclerc leaves.
Yeah, I think, yeah. This is going to be really funny because I can actually see
Alonso's going to get cooked to the curb. That would be so funny.
I'm seeing because Alonso kind of basically said, yeah, that if the car next year is good, he's getting kicked to the curb. And he's saying as well that I think Leclerc is pushing his luck. Like,
he's saying a lot.
To
the point where Ferrari fire drivers, they don't give a shit.
This is the point I'm trying to think. They'll just let him go. Just be like, yeah.
We'll do a speculation soon.
Yeah.
Speculation pod. Transfer rumors.
Anyway, once again, don't forget to follow us on all socials at Pitstop Fracas on Instagram, Twitter/X, TikTok. We'll be back next week for the Qatar GP. Only 2 more races to go. Thank you for joining me, Mahad, and peace.
Peace.